Bhagavan, what is the best way to kill the ego? It feels like an endless struggle, as if my own mind resists my efforts. To ask the mind to kill the mind is like asking a thief to catch himself. He will accompany you pretending to help, but nothing will be achieved. Instead, you must turn inward and see where the mind rises from. Once you trace it back to its source, the mind will cease to exist. But isn't this inward search still employing the mind? Aren't we using the mind to search for the mind's source? Yes, we do use the mind initially. It's true that at the beginning we need the mind's help to inquire. But instead of trying to kill the mind directly, we seek its source. Once you realize the source, you will see that the mind does not exist independently. The mind, when turned outward, appears as thoughts and objects. When turned inward, it merges with the self and becomes the self. This state is sometimes referred to as the formless mind. If the mind is eliminated, how does a jnani perform actions? Isn't the mind necessary for daily activities? A jnani may perform actions, but this experience is different from that of the ordinary person. The mind of the jnani is free from tendencies. Imagine a person listening to a story while his mind is absorbed in something far away. The story is heard, but it does not distract him. Similarly, a jnani's mind, though it may seem to act, remains unmoved. It is as if the body works like a clock without the need for a mind. Do jnanis typically withdraw from worldly life and cease all activities after realizing the self? Not necessarily. Some jnanis, even after realizing the self, continue to engage in trade, business, or even rule over a kingdom. Others may retreat to the forest, abstaining from all but the most essential acts to maintain the body. Therefore, we cannot generalize that all jnanis abandon activity or withdraw from the world. I often struggle during meditation. Whenever I try to focus on the who am I inquiry, I tend to fall asleep. What should I do? Persist in the inquiry during your waking hours. That is sufficient. If you continue sincerely, the inquiry will carry over into your sleep as well. Take it up again as soon as you wake up. But isn't falling into a thought-free state during meditation a sign of progress? This state you describe is known as manolaya, a temporary stilling of thought. While it is the sign of progress, it should not be mistaken for the final goal of liberation. In manolaya, thoughts are suspended, but they are not destroyed. Once this concentration breaks, thoughts return, sometimes more forcefully. Manolaya is not liberation, it is only a temporary condition. So how does one move beyond manolaya to true liberation? The danger lies in mistaking this temporary stillness for the final goal. Instead of getting lost in the pleasantness of stillness, you must remain alert and inquire who is experiencing this stillness. This will lead you beyond temporary states to manonasa, the permanent destruction of thoughts. Only then is the mind fully dissolved and liberation from the cycle of birth and death attained.